Hey everyone, right? Thanks for being here today on Decisive Learnings, right? I'm Henry Ho, and I'm an entrepreneur, digital marketer, and most importantly, a software enthusiast. Okay, so with Decisive Learnings, okay, what is a little bit different from Decisive Talks that we have? With Decisive Talks, okay, we are usually interviewing founders, and over here at Decisive Learnings is a different series of events that I will put out. And Decisive Learnings is for us to actually listen from the founder as they demo their product to us, as they share the use cases to us. And our biggest focus is actually on the product itself, right? And today, with our very first episode of Decisive Learnings, today I have Sanskar. Okay, Sanskar here, he's the founder of SendSimple. Okay, it's a personalized email tool that you can actually make use of from Google Sheets to actually send out emails via I think you can use Amazon SES and other different SMTP to send out these emails just through your Google Sheets itself, right? So let me just bring on Sanskar so that he can share with us what's going on, right? Sanskar, you there?
Yes.
All right. So Sanskar, tell us a little bit about SendSimple. Why did you think of actually making use of Google Sheets to send out cold emails? Why would you have thought of an idea like that?
So it all started because of me being a content creator myself. So before, developing softwares on for myself, I was working in a company, and I was doing a lot of YouTube content. So I have a YouTube channel with more than 18,000 subscribers. So one of the things as a content creator, I believe, is the reliability which we have to depend on different platforms. So you put out a content today, and it may got a really good amount of reach and all, but next day you will put out, it may not have. There is no reliability on how it will work. So at that particular moment of time, when I heard about emails, that you should collect emails and all, I realized that it is important to have your own email list and stuff like that. So I started doing that. So I have this blog as well, through which I offer a free course through which I collect emails. So that's all for app development, which I teach on online. So it has more than, I guess, 4,000 around email leads which I have. Now the biggest thing was, I was not selling any course, I was not kind of making money out of it, at least that till now I haven't done anything of that. So spending on tools like ConvertKit or any of those email marketing softwares for a 4,000 list is a big amount, right? Or even on, and that also on a monthly basis, without being reliable on are you going to send on a daily basis or monthly basis or not. It's just because you have a list of that big, you have to pay for it. So that particular moment of time, what I realized is there should be a tool which should be affordable, which can whole process affordable, because I don't personally need a lot of automations. At least in the start, we majorly want to just broadcast. We have some content, we want to make sure we reach the audience which we have, and that was the whole reason. So when I heard about Amazon SES, I was really excited about it. How the pricing is very good of that, and the whole part, when I see some tools coming to the market with Amazon SES, I realize that it can be a really good application as well. So I have personally been working on this Google platform for a while. So when I saw that, with Google Sheet, we can do some sort of things with that. So that's when I realized to, compile that Amazon SES affordability with the simplicity of the Google Sheets. So that was the whole reason, that because I have actually personally tried with building a whole separate web application, but it becomes another kind of problem, that you need to first learn the platform. While in the case of Google Sheet, people already know how to use it. People already know how to kind of apply some functions to sort the rows, how you want to see, how many you want to see, and according to that you can send use the email marketing platform above it. So with SendSimple, you can now use Amazon SES, you can use SendGrid, and you can add any SMTP you like. Additionally, you can also use a Gmail account and G Suite account. So this was the more like the starting point of like how it started, because initially, if you have seen the plan, it was unlimited. Right now the limit was like to 60,000. That was basically when I realized that a lot of people have this requirement of sending cold emails, right? And if I'm allowing cold emails, I don't want that to be people to do like spam and stuff, because I have to like literally monitor every person, like how they're doing it. That is not something which we can do, at least for now. So that's why I hinted the limit for now. But we are like adding that back. We will be adding the plan back again for the unlimited. But we have a also focus on cold emails now. So recently we added a follow-up feature. So once you set up the first broadcast, you can set it up that after a few days you want to add a reply to that. If and after a few days you want to add another email to that. So there are a lot of different combination of features for content creators to reach their audience, and for cold email marketing as well.
Okay, great. Thanks so much for sharing with us. I like that. You are saying that we want to save money, right? So that's actually what we all of us are doing. That's why we are in this community, right? So I think your tool
Yeah,
is amazing for people like us. Right. So
yeah,
I don't want to take up the time, because this webinar is not about me. It's about SendSimple, right? It's about your tool.
yeah.
So Sanskar, do you want to share your screen, and then I'll just
Sure,
let you take over, right?
sure.
All right, so there we go, right? Okay, so Sanskar, I'll leave you to share about Send Simple with our community, and
Yeah,
I will jump back in if when there's any questions that I come across that I want to bring up as well, right? All right, so I'll
sure.
hand it over to you, Sanskar. Right, you are the star of the show today.
Okay. So first of all, thanks for having me, and everyone. Hello. So let's start by the simple introduction of how the application works. So SendSimple is basically a Google Sheet add-on. So you don't have to kind of use a different web app overall. You can just install the add-on and use it through your Google Sheet. So I'm going to do that just now. I'm going to open SendSimple application through that. So this is how it will look, and let me just show you a quick walkthrough of how we can do all the stuff. So I said about two things. The first is about how, as a content creator, we can reach our audience for a very affordable cost. Second, I talk about cold email marketing. So let's start with the first one, which is, as a content creator, how we can reach our audience affordably. So for that, as I said, like you can use Amazon SES, and there are a lot of different options available. So what we have done is we have added option that you can choose an Amazon SES account, right? You can add a SendGrid account, or you can add any SMTP. So there are a lot of different services, especially like which are offering a very good limit. So they are not limited by the like the amount of subscribers you add. Rather, they are limited by the amount of emails you send. So that those are the platform which you can use. There are platforms like Mailgun, there is MailerSend, a lot of them which have a really good free limit as well. So you can use any of those SMTP, add it here, and then you can just come to this platform. So overall, I'm not sure how complex it looks like, but the whole purpose of SendSimple is to make this simple as possible. So we, as you can see, the first thing is the email template. So email template is basically the email which you are going to send. So you can actually create an email and keep it saved, so that if you want to use it later on in the next campaign, you can do that as well. So that is why it's more of a template based rather than just write it down and send it. So you can have a whole templated kind of list, so that you can later on send the same as well. You don't have to write the same thing again and again. So how do we create an email is basically you will come over here, click on subject, and enter any subject. So I'll say hello, and we can add personalized content over here. So in my Google Sheet, I think it's visible that we have this name column with these different names for each and every single row, right? So what we can do is we can just use these brackets and then type the header. So header is the first row, the like the whatever the header you have. So I hope this is clear. The header is like the first row, whatever it is written. So I'll say name. So this will be replaced for each and every individual row with the value it have. So for the second row content, when we will send the email to the second one, it will be replaced by Sylvie. For third, respectively, it will happen. And we can write something more like hello, how are you, or like whatever you are reaching out to. For example, maybe you have a new content which you have released, so you can say check this out. So that is more on you. You can write as you want, and this is where you will write the email body. In the email body, of course, we have simple options like making text bold, italic, underline, arranging that here and there. We also have HTML options. So if you want to import some sort of HTML template, so I'm just going to write something very simple HTML. So I can just show. So you can write it like you can paste your HTML templates over here, and then you can click on this again, and it will show you that particular thing in this place. Or you can just write it directly over here. It will work just fine. So I'm going to say hello, and then we can maybe use the name and say I just posted some YouTube video. Maybe let me just check if my so this is basically my YouTube channel. So maybe I posted a video and I wanted to somehow reach out to my audience and share them that I have this new video, and you can go ahead and check it out. So I can say I just posted this. You can directly, so here's how the link will work. If you will directly post the link, if you are sending that to Gmail, it will automatically convert that to a link. So I don't have to actually do that. But for example, if you have something like click here, then you can just click on that and paste link like that. So nothing too complex. It's a basic editor for writing emails. As part, you can use personalize directly from here. You don't have to kind of write it as well. The other thing which we have is this pre-header option. So pre-header is more focused towards like cold email marketing, because we are very focused on how much open rate we get. Of course, like it is important for even if you are sharing that with a large audience as well. So what pre-header does is if you open up your email application on your description with each email, right? So now that this actually comes from the first line of your actual email body. In a lot of different cases, if you are using like HTML body and all, they have this view in browser, some sort of things like that. So you will see a lot of times all these descriptions are actually view in browser, or things which are not exactly clear what they are trying to say, or it may be just hi. So that is not making the person more interested in the email. That's just filler content. So we don't want that. If you want to make it something to clear more stuff, right? You don't have enough space on your subject. You want to clear something more so that he or she will be more interested in opening the email. So in that case, you can write a pre-header for that. So I'm just going to write something like pre-header to this texting email. I'll show you how it looks like. So this is there. I'm going to click on save template. And once I will save the template, it should automatically be selected. So as you can see, it's selected. Over here, you can see send email via. So initially, you will get two options. The first is the Gmail, which you are using, and aliases. So if you have any Gmail aliases which you have added to your Gmail, they will be automatically visible over here. So you can select them and send email through that particular email. We can also select from which row to which row we want to send emails. Just make sure I'm visible. Yeah. Yeah. So you can also mention from which row to which row you want to send the emails. I just want to make sure what are the points. If you have any, okay. So yeah, where were we? So I was saying you can send from rows to row, and then you also have this scheduling option. So of course, if you are sending an email, you don't always will be sending at the same time. This happens with me a lot. So my time is like of Indian IST time, and like the whole customer base which I have of different products is of like majorly US, right? So I don't usually send the instant emails. I will have to schedule them. So that is what you can do. You can schedule for the time. You can just select the date, and you can select the time accordingly. So I'm just going to select something like maybe 5 minutes from now. Okay, then the name will be automatically picked up. The email is this is the reply to email. So if you want to change that, you can just enter any other email which will get all the replies. You also have this BCC option. So if you want to add BCC emails, you can do that. It will just work how it works on Gmail. You just enter the email, comma, other email, comma. So just like that. Similarly for CC as well. I'm not going to add that, but if you like, you can add. Then we have this email column. So this is basically just confirmation. You don't have to change anything here. Now, so if you're just trying to reach out to your audience as a content creator, you can just do it. That like I did explain everything, but you don't actually have to edit most of this. You just create an email, right? You choose the time and just click on preview email and click on send. I'm just going to mention just 4, which is like the end, but it will automatically populate major of the time. Um, and you don't have to do anything. Just write the email, select the time, and send. That's all. So I'm going to click on schedule 3 emails. You can also send a test email to yourself first if you just want to make sure everything is working fine. I'm going to click on schedule 3 emails, and it's scheduled. So you can see this is scheduled, and this is like how the report will look like. So once you have sent a broadcast, you can actually go through each and every broadcast and see what were the percentage of people who opened up the email. You can even see that on a personal level, that this person opened the email, this person does not open the email, and so on and so forth. So that's about the broadcast. Now let's talk about the auto follow-up feature. How does that work? So I have sent an email. Now let's talk in the perspective of a cold email outreach. So I send something to, I don't know, local businesses. Let's say I'm pitching them on something, a service which I offer. It's a marketing service which I offer. I talked about them in the first liner, right? I mean, I have been going through a lot of cold email stuff, so I hope you understand. Like usually, how the cold emails will work is you have first liner, which is like a customizable, which you write for them only, and then you have the whole same thing for everyone. So you wrote that, you added the personalized template, same how we did before, and you send that. Now there are chances he or she will either open the email or not, right? So if there is no reply, you wanted to like kind of connect with them, you wanted to send a reply just to make sure they see that email or not. So you can add this with just a single click. You will be able to set up an auto follow up. It will auto like kind of select the time according to your today's date. So for example, it's 9, you can select it to 11. Let's say I just want to send it after 2 days, so I can do, and it will work on no reply. So if the email is sent and the person has not replied, then only this will work. Otherwise, if the person has replied, then it does not make sense to follow up. It's better if you will kind of personally do that, not like automation. So you can select the time, you can select the date when this will be sent. Now there are two options. You can either send a reply or you can send a new email. So reply is better if you want the previous context. So if you don't want to explain all of the stuff in a new email, it's better to just add a reply. But if you have sent, let's say I scheduled 2 automatic follow-up, it's enough. You can do 3 4 as well, but basically if you have done 2 follow-up to a single email, it's better to send a new email. So what you can do then is you can select a new, you can write a new template and select it from here. And you can do the same with total of 8 follow-ups. Now you can do these 8 follow-ups in however arrangement you want. If you want these follow-ups to be all replies, you can do that. If you want all of these follow-ups to be a new email, you can do that. If you want these follow-up to be combination of replies and new emails, you can do that as well. Now, talking about the perspective of content creator, how will this be helpful? Like the follow-up feature is, let's say you have built a list and you have a course, like a free course or something, which you want to like send on a day basis. You will receive one today, you will receive the next day after, and so on and so forth. So this can be utilized for that as well. Of course, it's just a tech that you can auto follow up. Now how you want to use it on your business, it's on you. There is not exactly any like kind of limitations on that. It's quite open how you want to use it. Of course, if you have any other ideas, you can share, and if you have any question, you can comment. Looks fine on my end, but okay, so I am watching a comment. So if you have any questions or something, you can comment. Other than that, if we talk about the features, it's not too complex. That's the whole priority which we have. It's very simple. You add your email account you want to send email from, you have your emails added over here, and you just send them. Now adding emails to Google Sheet is something most of the people like. If you are if you see how people do cold email outreach, they will like kind of add all this emails in the this particular Google Sheet, then export it from here, and then add to whatever uh, email marketing they are using. So Google Sheet is already something which has been part of the like the use case. So it's very easy. If you are just building if you have an email platform just above it, you can just open up the Google Sheet, which you are going to do anyways. I have already made a few few videos about how we can collect leads on Google Sheets and all, but it's not exactly about Google Sheet when you are collecting the leads. There are a lot of videos, but however you collect your leads, emails, whether it is like content creator or whether it is for cold emails, we have like both thing covered. As a content creator, you can reach out to your audience for very affordable cost. And as a cold email outreach, you can reach out to people. Your email will go on inbox because we have all the options of using Gmail account. You can use G Suite account. You can make sure that your emails are going to go on inbox. And you also have auto follow up, so you can make sure you are going because as there is a saying, money is in the follow-ups. So missing the follow-up is not a very good thing. It's better to just at least set a very simple thing. As you can see, this is not something I wrote. It was already there, so you don't have to write these. You can just click two buttons and you have auto follow-up ready. So at least add that so that we you have a more chances of getting a reply. So yeah, that is major of the platform. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. Let me see. Nothing more. Video is not clear.
Okay, thanks for sharing about the SendSimple, right? Could you share with me? Let's say because
Yeah,
you're sharing that we can save money because you're collecting emails, right? You're sending emails out, right? And you're saying that hey, maybe you want to be using ConvertKit, right? Because you got to pay a lot of money for that. Okay, and maybe we get something like SendFox, and then you have its own
yeah,
branding. We don't want tools like that, right? So could you share with us, let's say if we want to be using SendSimple just for, let's say, newsletter,
yeah.
and like a welcome email, and then some
Mhm.
newsletters, right? And whenever people opt in, right? So into our email list, it goes into the Google Sheet, and then how do we get it automatically being sent out whenever there's a new role in the Google Sheet?
Yeah, so this has been a requested feature, and we have started actually working on this, but it is not yet live. The feature to whenever a new row is added, send an email. So that is something which we are working on. But as for the newsletter, newsletter is not exactly like a person will join and send. So it's more of like, as I explained before, you just create a template, choose the time, preview the email, and send. So I think the process is very simple enough if you're using it for newsletter. And as a content creator, like I have myself done this. So as you're comparing it with ConvertKit, SendFox, and all these platforms, starting with ConvertKit, you have a limitation of subscribers. So they have a very good free tier as well. Like they have around, I think, 1,000 subscribers for free tier. But if you are crossing that, then like it's not very. Then you have to like, even if you don't use the automation, you have to pay a price, and you have to be very fixed with the monthly um, cost. Even though you might not be using that, and it can increase a lot. It's not with the increase in the subscribers. While in this case, because it's more of like how many emails you send, there are a lot of different platforms which offer very good pricing when it comes to sending emails. One of them, the best, is like Amazon SES. It can literally be like 60,000 emails per month for literally, I think they have a free tier for that, and then you can they also have a very low cost for like $10 for 100,000, or I guess, yeah, the cost is very low overall. So that is one benefit. If we compare over like using ConvertKit, or maybe Mailchimp is also there, right? So if we compare it with them, if we compare it with SendFox, I personally have like kind of used it. I was at one time was getting their like premium plan, like kind of plan as well. Like, but one thing which I realize is of course the branding part is there, which is not something which I would like to have in my emails. um, I also used their kind of this, where we write the email template. So since I have been a user of ConvertKit, it feels good. Like when you write an email, it looks good. If you have written emails on ConvertKit, and that is something which I wanted to be with SendSimple as well. If you're writing an email, it should not be like it should look good. It should be you should be able to customize it according to your personal needs. So that is something which I found missing. Like when I made a email, to me personally, the MailChimp, I have used MailChimp as well, and my mail was like literally one, like two-third of the mail was filled with the MailChimp footer, which they have the addresses and all, but they kind of make it too long and stuff like that. So MailChimp was like, I have like a lot of subscribers there, but I don't send a lot of emails. It's just because I have subscribers, that's why. But Mailchimp is not something which I personally liked, because of that footer and stuff, things how the email looks like. ConvertKit is something which I have used a lot, and with multiple offers. So ConvertKit is something which I like. But the biggest thing, as I said, is if you scale above 1,000, you have to get a premium plan, even if you're using automation or not, even if you just do the broadcast. Okay, so we have a question. License is tied to one Google account. Can it be easily changed to another Google account? Okay. It is like right now it is more of like, why, what's the exact reason for the change? Because I don't want this to be more of like a resell, because resell is like, it's not bad, but basically overall resell can affect the later on when we are trying to sell the subscription plans and people are there to resell. So that's why the whole reason is, we will be easily, you can easily change that. Just send a mail and we will change that. There should be a valid reason, that's all. And there is another question: can I remove and add Gmail accounts and use as required? So if you go right now to this account section, you have Amazon SES, you have SMTP, you have SendGrid as well. So you can actually use another Google account with the SMTP. It's not actually, right now we are not like not stopping to use that. You can actually add as many accounts even with Gmail is if you want. But I have heard like with SMTP, using Gmail with SMTP, your like going to inbox might affect. So if that's not an issue, then you can of course add as many Gmail and you can send from those emails. So yeah, we don't have any limits for now for how many accounts you can add. So you can add multiple accounts and can send through that. Any other question? Also, like I hope you all get your answers. Can you please just verify if the answer was clear enough, or should I explain it further?
So since the license is tied to one Google account, right? But can we
Yeah.
send out
Hmm.
as different emails?
Yes, so we have email aliases option. So if you have added any email alias to your Gmail, it will automatically be visible over here. So I have added this email to as an email alias in my settings in Gmail. So that's why it's visible over here. Now, if you want to send from another Gmail totally, then you can add it through SMTP as well. That will work.
Okay, and with the
Yeah,
SMTP, I can actually pretty much use it for from any SMTP that I have, right? I could use my
correct.
web hosting email
Right.
SMTP. I
Yeah,
can use a let's say an email hosting plan, and I use the
right.
SMTP, or I could use SendGrid, Amazon SES, anything, right?
Right. Yes.
Okay, right. In case those who are live right here with us, okay,
Mhm.
you can actually make use of, I think, Mailer Send, right? They give you about
Right.
12,000 emails for free a month,
Right.
and if you actually bought the Send in Blue, uh, you actually bought the Send in Blue lifetime deal from AppSumo, you can actually make use of their SMTP as well. They give you
Yeah.
10,000 emails per month, right? Are we
Right. Right.
able to chain or stack these SMTPs? Is there any way that we can do that?
Stacking, yes. I mean, like it's basically account based. I mean, I'm calling it an account. So you can add as many accounts kind of you want. So you can add multiple SMTPs. There is no limit on that, right?
But can we stack, or can we chain then, like let's say if I only have the Miller send plan, 12,000 emails, right? And then
Yeah,
and what happens if let's say I were to send out and I'm finished using the Miller send free emails that I get for a month, can I then
yeah.
put in my send in blue to continue to send from there? Right? Let's say I were to send out 15,000 emails, right? And then 12,000
Yeah.
from the Millicent is not enough. Can it then later on make use of the send in blue? Is there any features like that?
For that, you can use this feature of rows, how many rows you want to send. So I realized, that I have around 12, let's say I have 11,000 limit left. So what I will do is I will mention this to be around 11,000 over here. Okay, I did. Uh, yeah. So I will say 11,000. So basically, I will have a list of that many people, and I'll say 11,000. So it will first send email to those 11,000 people only. You can, it can be a scheduled email, it can be anything. It can be an email with auto follow-ups. But overall, it's an email with which is going to send a total of 11,000 people. And that over there, you have selected send via to your mailer send account. Now, when you have scheduled that, then you can come back and then you can select your another account and continue from there. So, for example, I want to send from 11,001 to whatever the limit you have, like how many emails you have.
Okay, okay. So and then what happens is let's say I will click on broadcast, right? And then I will create an email and send it out to them, right? Okay. But there's no
Broadcast.
like autoresponder or anything like that. Is that it?
Autoresponder in the sense like when you,
That means I
how
could I
exactly?
could send out this email and then I have another scheduled email 3 days later after you receive the first one.
We do have that. Uh, these are the like auto follow-ups. So basically, how auto follow-up work is you will select a particular date. So it can be like after 2 days, it can be after 3 days, and a particular date. So you can either send a reply to the previous email. So this is the first email which we sent, and if I just want to add a reply, I can see choose this particular option of send a text above original. So it will just add a reply that just wanted to make sure you saw this. But let's say you want to send another email after that, then you can select an email from your list of email templates. And similarly, you can do up to 8 follow-ups.
I see. So uh it's like a sort of like a autoresponder, uh
Right.
or you can actually use it as a some sort of what do you call it, a drip campaign as well.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. So we can so we actually choose the email for every single one that we want to send, right? That
Every
means we
single
create the email and
campaign
then we
which you want
select
to
it
send.
over here.
Yeah, you can select a like email from this email exactly like you are asking for campaign or how.
What I'm trying to say is that, okay, because if so what I do is, let's say I get 12,000 emails from mailer send, then I just put
Yeah,
in send emails from this row to this row,
yeah,
right? Then
yeah.
whenever then after that, let's say from the 12,000 onwards to 22,000, these people will all be sent via send in blue,
Right.
right? And then but how do I make sure that, let's say I have let's say 12,000 emails right now, okay?
Okay.
Then whenever I get a new subscriber into my Google Sheet,
Yeah.
then the they will be sent via the send in blue. Like once they opt in, right? They will receive
Yeah.
a automatic confirmation email, some sort, or a welcome email, right? How can we
Right.
set that up?
So right now the automatic like the when a row added is not added, that feature is not added. That when a new row is added, then we can send a email. But you can direct send. Like for example, you have a list and you want to send an email out. So you can do that. We are actually working on that. New row added and then send a particular campaign. It should be implemented within 2 to 3 weeks.
Okay, and I can use SendSimple on multiple Google Sheets.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, okay. I think that what the tool that you have here is actually pretty useful. Can I
Yeah.
find out when will you be actually adding the what do you call that? The new row added, and then new row added, and then automatic email goes out.
It should be within 2 to 3 weeks. It should not take more than that. Yeah, it's like the maximum which limit which I'm saying. Most probably it should be before that. Yeah, we are
Okay,
also like
awesome.
there was one question in the comments regarding that. There is only no reply option with auto follow-ups. So we will be adding more to that as well. Like there are some reason like some conditions where you want to follow up when the person has not opened the link or something like that, right? And we might add one or two over there as well. So those are the features which we are currently working on. So send a new email when a new row is added, and the second feature is of adding more over here, that rather than just no reply, you can also have an option like no link click or something like that.
Okay, and then there is currently a deal that is live on AppSumo right now, right? It's called
Yeah.
Next Week, right? I'm sure you heard of that as well. Let's say if
Which
you
one?
want to add some image personalization into the email,
Yeah.
how can we do
Yeah.
that with let's say maybe
I
next
have.
week? Yeah,
Yeah. So if you are in the part of, if you are in their group, I have actually made a video with SendSimple app and posted it there. So I think it should be helpful. The whole video is there. Like it was a more of a setup. So I can do it right now, but I have to just go and create a lot of. So I think the video will be helpful if the people, any one of you, I hope think you will be in the group, right? In the next their group. So
yeah.
I have actually already posted a video of how we can use that platform with SendSimple application to send personalized um, images and all. So I can let me see if I have kind of like deleted those templates because I was retesting and stuff. So right now I don't have them. Will it be fine? Should I like find it, or will it be okay if we can watch that video?
It's up to you, right? It's up to you. If you want to share with us.
Okay. I think it will be helpful if I can just share the link of that. Why share the same thing? You know, it will take a little bit more time because I have to go to the account setup stuff. So let me just share that video quick. There
Yeah,
we
go ahead.
send that link. Um, where can I comment this? Should I share it with you on Messenger? Can you comment or something?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Yeah, I have sent you the link.
Okay, so this is the link here, right? Over to
Yeah.
the video that Sanskar has done. Also, I have actually done a video, right, on previously on this what is that, on this other deal live, right? That's also on AppSumo right now on the marketplace. It's called Diner Pictures, right, which is also an image personalization tool. I was
Okay.
wondering, which would we be able to integrate that with SendSimple as well?
I have not tried that. Can you spell it out? Dyna, DYNA, Dyna
DYNA
Pictures. Okay.
PICTURES,
Yeah.
right?
I
Because
haven't tried it. I will. I have to like first try it out, and then I'll
yeah,
share a video. Like I have a like Facebook community of SendSimple people who are using SendSimple application. So I usually send all of that there. So people can join that group, or I'll share if you in your group as well if it's comfortable.
sure, no problem, right? Because some of the members here, right, some of our community members here, they have limited budget, right? Sometimes when we spend a little bit too much on LTDs. So
Correct.
with next week, right,
Yeah.
the credits are a little bit more limited, right? With Diner Pictures,
Yeah.
if you leave a blog post or review on them, a video
Mhm.
review on them, they actually give you 20,000 images per month. So it could be a better, like a more, what do you call it, a more budget friendly tool for
Correct.
some of our members here, right? So they might want to check that out, and
So I
use that
mean,
and
is
simple.
that like free or something? Because right now their pricing is like 476 on App Store.
I'm not sure. Let me just take a look at it.
I mean, you can only review after you have bought it. So if you buying it in the first place, it's like $476. I don't think next
Oh,
place
okay.
is
So
gonna
it
be that.
looks like that they have increased the price. They have increased the price majorly, right? So it's four hundred and
Yeah,
seventy six dollars right now. So that's I think
yeah,
that doesn't make sense anymore, right? But previously it was
correct.
a much affordable price. So I think some of our members got that as well, right? So just in case some of us wants to use Diner Pictures, then it'd be good that we can use that with
Sure.
SendSimple as well, right? So
I will wait. Yeah.
yeah, is there any other questions that y'all have for Sanskar? Otherwise, I don't want to take up his time, and then we can wrap up this webinar here today. Anyone else have any questions? Right. I think we have one, right? Maybe missed, but please clarify the trigger options. No reply is the only one. Are you able to show us what are the different trigger options?
Yeah, actually, as I said, like we are already working on two things. The first is on row added, we will send a particular fixed email, or we will have campaign option. And second is this option in auto follow up, the condition of following up. So right now we have a only option of no reply. We will be adding things like no link click. So that is something which we will be working on. And if anyone have any other recommendation, we will be adding that as well.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think that no reply works for me.
Yeah,
But I think some
I
of them
mean
may
that's
want
like,
to have a
yeah,
link click, right?
correct. Yeah,
Okay. So yeah, let's take a look at any other questions. Right? Auto follow up with relative days related to
days
previous email
previous.
sending date. Right. That means the
Right
auto
now,
follow up is based is not actually
hmm,
scheduled on a specific date, but it's based on
yeah.
the time from the previous email. Is that possible right now with SendSimple?
I mean that's how exactly like initially I added that, but then I because what I realized is we already know the date, so I was directly showing the date so that they can be more sure of it. But if we will moving on to that particular option of when we add a row, then add a campaign to that, we will have to change this particular date to change of days. So, for example, this 11/7/2021 will be something like 2 days after, something like that. So
Right.
we
So
will be
that
changing that. Yeah.
so that
Right now, it was not required.
option will be added on later on, right? Is
Yeah.
there
Basically,
yeah,
yeah. Right now, it was not required because basically, when you're sending the email, you know when it's going to be sent, right? The first email. So you know when the second email should go. You know when the third email should go, right? But when we will add that on row added feature, in that case, we will not know when exactly the first email is going to send. So then we will need this option that after this many days, the next email should go. So that is how we will have to update that. But yeah, we will update.
okay. And then when would that be added again? About 3 weeks from now, you're saying?
Yeah, most probably.
Okay. And then we have another questions here is for send a new email when a new row is added, we need relative dates for the follow up emails, right? So I think that's pretty much the same
Yeah,
question
that.
here. Okay,
Yeah,
I don't see any more other questions, right? So I'm going to wrap this up, right?
yeah.
Uh, Right. So I would say, Sanskar, thanks for being here, being on our webinar. We've got quite a few people live on the stream with us. I think you have done a great job. I mean, you've got a couple of apps right now that's on AppSumo, right? You've got SendSimple right here that we are talking about, and then you've got Blur web app, right?
Yeah.
And then uh, what was the other one? The one that allows you to
Uh,
have multiple chat options.
add. Yeah, it's called click to contact.
Yes, click to contact, right? So click two
Yeah.
is a number two, and then
Yeah.
contact, right? Yeah, yeah, I remember all your
Yeah.
deals here. Spend too much time on AppSumo, right? So yeah,
Yeah.
so Sanskar is a veteran, the SaaS creator. Right? There's a lot of different tools here, and SendSimple really does look very simple. If you just want to send out some automated emails and broadcasts, and you don't want to mess around with a brand new web app that you have to deal with, right? It's just built into your Google Sheets, and I think that's a great idea. And if you are keen on SendSimple, right, the link is actually in the video, in the stream's description, right? Go ahead, click on that, and get SendSimple, right? Sanskar, thanks a lot for being here and sharing with us your tool, right? Maybe what we can do is, later on in your campaign, maybe once you release the new update, right, we can have you on back on the show, right? And let's talk again, right? Right.
Yeah,
If not,
sure.
that's all that I have for you. And I'll see you all in the next live stream. Right? Bye, everyone.